Hey there, welcome back to my channel, Messing with Michelle. Thanks so much for clicking on this video and joining me today because I'm sharing with you areas of the house that I always seem to forget to clean. I walk around the house, I take mental notes, this has to be cleaned, that has to be cleaned, and I always seem to forget when it comes to the actual cleaning process. So I'm jumping in, I'm sharing those forgotten areas with you, and I'm tackling those spaces. So hopefully this will help you get inspired to check your home to see if you're maybe forgetting to clean these spaces just like I am. So if you like these types of videos, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button. Also give this video a like. So let's jump in and let's get to the cleaning. The first area that I always forget to clean is underneath my oven, and the areas that I'm going to show you, they may seem like obvious areas that you should be cleaning, but I always find that there's areas around the house that are out of sight, out of mind, which means they're really high up and they're not within eye level, or really low and you don't have them within eye level, so you just overlook these and just simply forget because you're not seeing them on a regular basis. So underneath my stove is definitely a much needed area that I had to clean. As you could see earlier, there's a lot of dust and debris, so I'm just going in with my Dyson, vacuuming up any large dust, and I'm going to go back in with my vinegar and water and cloth and just clean up any dust off the ground. And I didn't actually pull the oven out because I wasn't quite sure if there's anything hooked up to the gas range that I might yank out of the wall, so just rather be safe, I just went underneath, took the drawer out, and just cleaned it this way. And you can see there's quite a bit of dust that was on the ground that I took off with my microfiber cloth. So the next area, I always forget to clean the wall behind my stove, and I always seem to see grease marks on the wall, on the paint, and this is usually when I'm cooking, and I always tell myself you have to go back and wipe down the wall just to get rid of some of those grease stains, and once again I always seem to forget. So I'm just going in with warm soapy water. I'm using Dawn dish soap just to help cut through the grease, and I'm just giving it a good scrub down just to help take some of those grease stains off. So I'm looking to see what kind of dust has collected on the top of my fridge, and once again another area that I always overlook and I always forget to clean, and that's because it's so high up, and I wasn't really sure how bad it was going to be up there, but I'm really glad to see that the dust hasn't really been packed on too high. So it looks like maybe I've cleaned it recently but not on a regular basis. And underneath my fridge is another area I don't really look at very often, and you can see there's a nice stain waiting for me to tackle and a lot of dust that's right behind the actual fridge. So I'm just using my Dyson with an attachment to suck up any dust underneath the fridge. And then also this vent behind your fridge, it's also important that you clean it, and I haven't done it in quite some time, but just to get good air circulation, I'm going in and I'm vacuuming it off with my Dyson. I love having California shutters throughout my house, but you can see here there are major dust collectors. There's so much dust and dog hair collected on each shutter, and I see it every single day when I let the dogs out, and I always say to myself I have to get to this area, but I always seem to forget, and it always goes on the back burner and it just gets overlooked time after time. So I'm just going now in with my Dyson just to clean off larger dust, and then I'm going in now with my blind cleaner, that's a microfiber cloth, and I'm just using it to clean each individual shutter, so this way I can take off any of this finer dust that wasn't picked up by the Dyson. So now that we're talking about shutters, these are the shutters above my kitchen sink, and once again, something that I have been forgetting to do, and I've actually tackled this a little bit differently with the cleaning process. So I'm just using my Dyson to clean off any large debris, but I'm going to actually go in with a warm soapy water cloth, and I'm just going to clean each individual slat of the California shutter. And I always find that these shutters get so greasy and grimy just because they're closer to the oven and the stove, so all the vapors and grease settle on these blinds. So that's why I'm going in with my soapy water and my cloth, so this way I can cut through all that grease that settled onto these blinds. So we're moving on up now to higher parts of my kitchen, and I always forget to clean the lights, and once again, this is another area that really collects a lot of grease and grime just because this light is close to the oven. So I'm just using warm soapy water with Dawn dish soap, and I'm just using a microfiber cloth to wipe down the light. And I had to bust out my ladder to clean the lights that are on the ceiling. I have 10-foot ceilings, so I definitely could not use a step ladder to get to these lights. So I'm just slowly making my way up, and just going to be using, once again, soapy water and a microfiber cloth to take off any dust and debris. And they're actually not as bad as I thought that they're going to be, since it's been quite a while that I've actually cleaned these lights off. And just a side note, I definitely need to buy new lights for my kitchen. These are just the Builder's standard grade lights, and I'm really looking forward to finding something a little bit nicer to replace these lights with. This is a light fixture in my downstairs powder room, and all my light fixtures in my bathrooms are really dark in color, so you can really see the dust collecting on them. And when I'm looking in the mirror and I look up, I see the dust, and I always say, gotta clean there. Next time I clean the washroom, and it never gets done. So I'm going in now with a dry microfiber cloth, just doing a light dusting on top of my light fixtures. So this might seem very obvious, is cleaning out the crumb tray of your toaster, but that's something that I don't regularly do, and you can see here in just a minute. It's been quite a while since I've tossed out the crumbs in my toaster, and I'm just going in, tossing out the crumbs, cleaning off the tray, and then putting them back in. And there's one thing that I do religiously every morning, is I always have an English muffin in the morning, so that's why my left side of my toaster is always loaded with a lot more crumbs than my right side, is because it gets well used every single morning. And I do have some crumbs in the front panel of my toaster, which you might see here on camera, and someone suggested using compressed air to get out the crumbs. I haven't done it yet, but I definitely have to start looking into it because those crumbs are driving me crazy. So moving on, we're getting low to the ground once again, and this is underneath my pub style table in my kitchen, and I always forget to clean the legs of the table. They're so dark in color, and they do collect a lot of dust, and you saw maybe some slobber on one of the legs, which is from the dog sniffing around the table as we're eating. So I'm just going in with a microfiber cloth and just dusting these areas off. And just like the table legs, I'm also cleaning the chair legs because these collect quite a bit of dust. So I'm just using my microfiber cloth to dust down each individual chair just to make sure it's nice and clean and all the dust has been removed. And these particular chairs always collect dust in between the little slats at the back, so I just went with my microfiber cloth and went individually between each one to get all that dust out of there. Open can. Simple Human garbages, which I have here, have a really good fit with their garbage bags because they're custom to every single model. So the bottom part of the garbage doesn't get very dirty, but the rim and the lid do seem to collect a lot of dust and debris and other stuff from tossing things in the garbage. So I'm just giving it a good wipe down. Close can. My dogs, Duke and Buster, are going to be so happy that I actually remember to clean their dog bowls. It's something that I see on a daily basis, twice a day, and I always forget that I should be washing out their bowls on a more regular basis, so I'm sure they're probably really happy that I actually remembered and I'm giving them a good scrubbing. It's almost like clockwork. Every single time I fill up Duke's water, no matter if there's already water in there and I'm freshening up, he always has to come by and take a drink, so he's probably feeling a lot better that the bowl is nice and clean with a lot of fresh water, so he's definitely on cue and drinking away. Going up this ladder, I did not know what I was in for, and I'm cleaning on top of my cabinets, and once I saw what was on top of these cabinets, I felt like walking down the ladder and just once again forgetting to clean these areas. There was so much dust, grease, and just grossness built up on top of the cabinets just because it's where we're cooking food and it just settles onto the cabinet tops. And I originally was going to use just vinegar and water to clean off the top, but it just was too thick of a grease. So I just went ahead and used spray 9, and I just used paper towels because it was so greasy and it was just so grimy. I knew that if I used microfiber, I'd have to use like 50 of them to cut through this grease. So I thought the best option is just going in with my paper towels. And I can't even describe really the sensation when you have the spray and then it's breaking up the grease. It just feels like a gross skating rink on paper towel. It was just absolutely gross. And if I want to be real with you, I've never cleaned up here. I just kind of turned a blind eye or avoided it, forgot, whatever you want to call it. I just haven't got around to do it. So I feel a lot better knowing that this disgusting mess on top is taken care of, and I can just wait maybe another 3 years to clean it again. Just kidding. Maybe I'll wait 2 years. Alright, I'm going to start venting to you. Well, not literally, but I'm going to be talking about vents, and especially the bathroom vents inside your bathroom. If it looks like this, you definitely are forgetting to clean it, so you might want to go in with a cloth, or like me, just using your Dyson handheld and giving it a good vacuuming to make sure that all that dust is removed, and that this way you have really good air circulation inside your bathroom. So once again, another vent, the air exchange. Make sure you check these out, give it a good vacuuming to make sure all the dust and debris has been removed. So those are the areas that I've been forgetting to clean, and let me know in the comments if you're forgetting to clean these areas too. And I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you like these types of videos, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button, give it a like, and just remember I upload my videos every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'll see you next week.